We got Randa Costa back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Zachary Burnhands at Cage Titans 43 on April 6th. Randy, what's going on, man? How are you?
What's up, James? Everything's good over here, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Good to catch up with you again. Today is Monday, start of the week. What does a typical Monday look like for you?
First workout is like 6:30 a.m. Then we'll chill out for a few, eat, get another workout around 1, chill out, eat, and then train at night.
So did you now at what point does Greg Rebello tell you about his weekend? When does that take place?
we talk all the time, and it's always just about him. It's not really about me, even though I'm the one that has the fight coming up. It's Greg's world, and we're just lucky enough to live in it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's talk about your last fight, man. You get that 42-second TKO victory over Rob Fuller. Could that fight have gone any better? Going out there and getting a finish.
Yes, it absolutely could have gone better. I could have won by head kick. That's how I want to win every single fight. But we'll take the ground and pound finish instead.
How'd you celebrate after that win? I know you weren't like 100% satisfied with the victory, but again, you got the win. You're undefeated, man.
Yeah, man. Don't get it wrong, man. I obviously wanted to win by head kick. There's no confusion about that. But I thought the way that I finished the fight was pretty cool. I mean, especially from the little guy actually knocking someone out on the ground. It kind of showed my power. The way we celebrated was actually pretty nice, man. It was like, chilled out a little bit on Sunday. On Monday, flew down to Orlando, went to Disney for a day, and then got wicked drunk and bought a plane ticket to Cancun. So I went from Disney to Cancun.
Jesus, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good little celebration. It was cool, man. And you know what else is pretty cool, man? So we got to Cancun, and that was the weekend of bare knuckle boxing. Right? So, dude, you won't even fucking believe this. It's outrageous. So I'm walking. My foot is messed up, so I'm walking around like an idiot, right? Because I can't walk on my foot. It hurt me for the fight. And someone asked me what happened to my foot. I'm like, nothing happened. I just got a little boo-boo, whatever. He's like, yeah, you have cauliflower ear. What's going on with your foot? I'm like, all right, man, I fought this past weekend, whatever. So I ended up staying at the same hotel as all the bare knuckle boxing guys. And, dude, it was Team USA versus Team Mexico. I cornered Team Mexico. You can go and watch all the videos.
Okay, we'll have to check this out.
It was like noon on fight day, and this kid, Omar something. Oh, Rocky Molina. He saw me, and it was like noon, right? So at that point, I had been drinking straight tequila shots since about 7 a.m. So I am blacked out. I'm gone, right? So I cornered bare knuckle boxing, just completely blacked out. One, I didn't belong there. 2, I don't know how to speak their language, and 3, I've never even met these guys, right? So I'm drunk, so it's like it was just outrageous. It was so cool, but yeah, it was a good weekend to say the least.
I'd say so. It's pretty hard to top that. So how long did this entire thing last? Was this like an entire week, or was it just a weekend?
So I flew to Orlando on Monday morning, hung around in Orlando on Monday, went to Disney on Tuesday, bought the plane ticket on Tuesday night, flew from Orlando to Cancun on Wednesday, first thing Wednesday morning, and then flew back home on the following Wednesday. I was like, oh man, it was really bad. It was really bad.
I gotta go check out that video. Let's talk about this fight. I talked about it off the top. April 6th, Cage Titans 43. What do you know about your opponent? I know in the regional scene, you're kind of at the point where you got to focus more on your skill set, not necessarily your opponents. But what do you know about Zach in this fight?
Yeah, man. Zach he's a gamer. That boy's tough. He's real good wrestling. He has a 500 record, 2-1 amateur. So he knows how to win fights. He knows how to fight. He's very tough, very durable. He often goes the distance. So, I mean, that shows his toughness, and it shows that he knows how to, inflict his game plan on his opponents. He fought one of my teammates, Andy Aiello. Andy Aiello ended up beating him via decision. But what I picked up from that fight is that he's a really great wrestler. Zach Burnhands isn't a joke. I'm taking him very seriously. But I do plan on knocking him out within 3 minutes, but I'm ready to go 15 minutes for sure.
Who've been some of your main training partners for this camp?
The same as always, man. Everyone at Lowe's on MMA. It's the best. It's the best gym around. There aren't any, there's no comparison.
Rob Funk, Calvin Cater, guys like that. Yeah.
Mark Cater, Cooley Rodriguez, Mitch Raposo, who's also fighting that night. It's just the best guys training together. Yeah, it's great, man. There's never any question about if I'm ready or anyone else is ready at that gym. You know, if you train at Lowe's on MMA and you're fighting a guy at a Lowe's on MMA, you know you have a fight coming to you. Like, that's all there is to it.
Well, what's it like being part of that new wave? Because, you know, when you think of Lozon's MMA, you think of sort of the old guard with, you know, Joe Lozon. And then I know, you know, since then you've had, you know, Rob come through and Calvin and all these guys and Mike Rodriguez. And now, you know, you and Mitch are sort of the future. What's it like to be a part of that?
Man, it's pretty cool. But I guess, you know, at the point that Mitch and I are at right now, where it's kind of, I guess, the inevitable that we're probably going to get to the UFC, but we can't let that get to our head. We have to have that same fire, that same motivation that we had from day one stepping inside that gym. You know, it doesn't matter how many fights, you know, or how my last fight was, or if I've won the last 4 fights. It doesn't make a difference. What matters is the next fight. The next fight is the most important fight, and you just have to be humble and you know, take the beatings in the gym and know that you'll be ready on, you know, the Saturday night to perform.
How's the cut going ahead of this fight?
Oh man, it's easy money. It's never any issue. This past weekend, I was pretty close to being on weight, so I pigged out a little bit. So it's easy money. There's never any question with cutting weight. I can make weight in 3 weeks. Easy money.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Same as always. Rebello, Lozon will be in my corner. Chris Palmquist will be in my corner. I'll have Rob Font backstage, and I'm sure Devin Carey, his father, will be there. Not in my corner, but he'll be there cage side, and then he'll be, you know, God willing, in the post-fight win picture.
Head kick knockout, is that the prediction for this one?
That's a prediction for every fight, man.
Okay. Yeah, we should just skip that question. It should just be assumed, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Enough with the stupidity, James. It's head kick or bust.
Contender Series, is that what's next after this? I mean, I would think with the timing of this in April and, you know, your record and, you know, no pressure here, but I mean, obviously the undefeated record looks great on Contender Series. Is that what you guys are looking at?
So obviously Joe was in pretty much, you know, direct communication with UFC from his experience, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not really sure what their conversations are like, because that's not really any of my business. But if I were to guess, I'd say Contender Series is probably a realistic option at this point and a realistic possibility. I think I have exactly the blueprint that they're looking for. They're looking for the flash, the excitement, the fun. I'm not going out there and hugging guys. I'm going out there and, you know, flashy finishes, et cetera. And I think I have the charisma, I guess, that they're looking for. I mean, look at all the guys that I've got signed up there, like O'Malley. O'Malley might not have the best fighting style, but he has a personality. And I think that's very important with this kind of sport, because it's a business at the end of the world. So you want to, at the end of the day. So you need to be able to, like, I don't know,
it's got to be the total package is what you're getting at. The personality, the fighting style. And I agree. I mean, that story alone, I mean, the montage for Contender Series about your story and everything is in that bare knuckle trip that we could just take that excerpt from this interview and use that as your montage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and look at all like the stuff with and how they promote the Contender Series. It's not even necessarily the fights. Like, the big thing that pops out immediately is O'Malley saying, "Welcome to the Sugar Show." Like, no, it's the Contender Series. But, you know, I think he's done a great job at kind of making a name for himself outside of. He's only had 2 fights in the UFC or something like that, and this guy's getting paid. You know, it's more than just how good you are as a fighter. You have to be, you know, it's a huge mix of things. I mean, it took Ben Askren how long to get into the UFC? Ben Askren's a monster. It's just not what people want to see. You don't want to see someone get hugged. So I think the head kicks definitely help, and I think the personality definitely helps.
Before I let you go, Conor McGregor was at the Boston Bruins game the other day. I don't know if you saw that, him giving the speech and everything. What would you think about that? He's hanging out in Boston.
Oh my God, man! Why? I don't know why McGregor's getting all this positive buzz when all he does is negative shit. It's insane, man. It's just madness. I think it is really cool, and I think it makes sense that he was in Boston for St. Paddy's Day. I mean, Celtic is pretty much, another Ireland. However, it was pretty funny listening to him talk to the Bruins, because he doesn't have a fucking single idea what hockey is.
Yeah, exactly.
he's just like clueless. He doesn't know his ass from his elbow with hockey. So, but it's cool, man. It brought a lot of eyes to the game, to the city. I think it was a good thing. But he needs to chill out or something, man. He's losing his mind.
I agree. And we're looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here April 6th. It is Cage Titans 43. Randy, always appreciate you taking the time, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Randy Costa 135 on Twitter and Randy_Costa on Instagram. Make sure you follow. I will not disappoint you. Just all my sponsors, everyone at Lowe's on MMA. I'm just so appreciative for anyone who buys a shirt, buys tickets. Man, it's madness. I'm ready to put on another show.